Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 1529, written by Smooshy Fluff 228, The Butterfly Sanctuary Anomaly. This happened 6 years ago. My wife and I just got out of college and didn't know what to do outside of looking for jobs. One day we were bored, so I drove us to a local butterfly sanctuary. It was the first time I've been there in years and didn't notice the forest trail was open to the public. We decided to try it out, and it was relaxing. The loud noises of the city were gone. We met a few people on the trail at first, and even passed by a forest adventure theme park near the entrance. After a few minutes of walking, it started getting foggy. I saw 2 young pine trees on each side of the trail bending towards each other, creating an arch. I jokingly commented to my wife that we might be walking to Silent Hill. She just chuckled and we continued on. It was getting a bit worrying. We'd been walking for around 2.5 hours already, and the trail just continued straight as a highway, seemingly with no end and no other people in sight. Finally, a huge boulder stuck on one side of the trail broke the monotony. It was enormous. We had to slowly walk around sideways while hugging it, or else we'd fall off the ravine on the other side of the path. The trail continued on for another 2.5 hours. We met my sister-in-law a few days after that and told her our experience of the trail. She said that it was weird. She used to regularly jog the trail and she finished it in 20 to 30 minutes. So we decided to try the trail again with my sister-in-law, and she was right, the trail was short. We finished walking it in an hour and it looked completely different. No huge boulder, no pine trees forming an arch. It was winding and not at all straight. Case answer file 1529, The Butterfly Sanctuary Anomaly. Okay, so here we go. Fog makes a return. Often, but not always, fog is related to these transition periods where maybe it isn't real fog, maybe it's some sort of interpretation by your subconscious brains. And not everyone's going to interpret the transition periods the same way. Or just making sense, not of a transition to a new universe, but just a sort of derealization of the local area. So you weren't reading that forest trail for a good portion of it. Good thing it happened to someone else that you're with at the same time. When this happens to someone alone, it could definitely genuinely drive them mad. How could it not? Stuff like that is not supposed to happen to us. Case file number 1530, written by Overextended Balloon, a surreal Argentinian summer mystery. I was at a New Year's Eve dinner with my parents, uncles, cousins, a bunch of people. This was in Argentina, so it's summer, and we're all eating outside. It was a big white round table. At some point, I went in the house, don't remember why or how long, maybe to go to the bathroom or get a drink, and when I came out, everyone was gone. Everyone and everything was gone, like no one had ever dined there. I looked around the yard, went back inside the house. Open concept, hard to hide a bunch of people, but nothing, not a sound. Like no one had ever been there. I don't even think there were crickets. After searching for about 10 minutes, I go inside the house to think and I hear the toilet flush. My cousin comes out and I tell her that everyone is gone. She looks at me weird and leaves. I'm waiting for her to come back and tell me I'm crazy, but she isn't, so I panicked. I mustered the courage to go outside and there's everyone, eating at the table as if nothing happened. I went to my seat and asked what had happened. Where did they go? But everyone looked at me like I had a third eye. After the fact, I kept asking, but no one remembers anything happening that night. I've always thought I might be some kind of crazy, but I was telling a friend last week. She matter-of-factly told me about glitches in the Matrix, and that crap happens all the time. So I already feel a bit better that I may not be losing it. Has anyone had a similar experience? I've had this happen with objects before, but never with people. Case notes of file 1530, a surreal Argentinian summer mystery. Just interesting to me that you don't always remember being in this dead server, or maybe you don't always have to go there. Again, it might be related to maybe the bulk of your informational transfer. Maybe old souls have more to copy over, so it takes more time. Or it's just the distance between the originating universe and the new one. Maybe if it's really far away, then it takes longer. Or maybe everyone goes there and they just don't remember it. Some people do, some people don't, almost like remembering a dream. But given how innocuous this party gathering was, it does beg the question, if this was quantum immortality, what terminated you in the original universe? Case file number 1531, written by Anonymous. Chasing my dreams. When I was young, I was an avid lucid dreamer and into reading about astral projection, though I now doubt astral projection is real and think it is just a lucid dream. I had many lucid dreaming experiences and would describe them to my friend at primary school, who was having similar ones. We would try to call each other into each other's dreams, seem logical, by shouting each other's names, but not much came of it. We both loved flying in our dreams. We would trade techniques and ways to make it happen, etc., and it was fantastic. Until one day I'm in a lucid dream flying, and some guys come along, guys in black suits, which seem oddly thin, and there was something strange about them. They pull me to the ground and explain that I would no longer be able to fly because it was not allowed. It was extremely freaky, and from that day onwards I've never flown in a dream again. I was still able to lucid dream for a long time as a child and sometimes as an adult, and whenever I do, I have not been able to fly again. When I try to make it happen, sitting down and trying to hover, taking a long running jump, etc., something weird happens in my dreams that prevents it from happening. I know it sounds stupid, probably psychosomatic, because I don't believe in this garbage. And sure, kids dream up a lot of creepy things, but I pretty much repressed this memory the past 20 years or so, and now just having thought about it, I feel extremely unnerved by the extremely thin black-suited guys from my dream, telling me that flying was forbidden, and they would take it from me. Second, I dream of a city that didn't exist. Sure, no big deal, right? So I googled the name and found a single reference in Google from another person who had dreamed of a city of the same name a few years prior. It was a post on a site, and there was no messaging functionality or forwarding address, so I couldn't get in touch with them, and I have since forgotten the city name. Question to file 5931. Chasing my dreams. This is one of the more unique and disturbing stories I've read that is somewhat related to supernatural glitch stories, because imagine dreaming and being lucid dreaming, sort of aware of your own dream, and then you're invaded by something you can't control. Are there actual people out there that specialize in this sort of thing, to identify people in the dream realm, whatever that might be, if it's beyond just happening in our own mind, and they can invade or penetrate into your mind when you're asleep in this realm and interact with you, or even control you, because as you say, you weren't able to fly again after this. So somehow, maybe it's a mental block. Maybe it is just a figment of your imagination. Maybe there was no real human there that affected you. You just were controlling your own mind. But the idea of dream invaders, men in black, that is just creepy as hell. I don't want anyone invading my mind as I'm dreaming, or ever, but especially as you're dreaming, because you're already in that vulnerable state. And yeah, the city that you dreamt of, that only had one other person that dreamt of it too, just goes to show you that maybe there's more to dreams than we think of. Maybe they exist as a real place. Or maybe it's all just information interpreted by our brain, and sometimes that information can be shared. But I do know that lucid dreaming is fascinating, and I wish I could do it. I've tried many times, I just never could. I never even remember my dreams for some reason, I don't know why. And now time for the poem of the day. In the painting of life, where twists and bends, lies a cherished treasure trove, a bond that mends. Through laughter and tears our journey wends, guided by the compass of cherished friends. In their embrace our spirits take flight, through darkest hours and brightest light. With them, life's colors are vividly bright. In their presence, all feels just right. Like stars that shimmer in the night's vast dome, friends illuminate our path, guiding us home. In their laughter, we find our heart's true tone, a melody that resonates wherever we roam. With shared secrets whispered in the quiet of night, and adventures embarked upon at morning's first light, in each other's company we take flight. In the symphony of friendship our souls unite. So here's to friends, the ones who stay true, in every season, in skies gray or blue. With them by our side we'll always renew the magic of friendship, forever in view. Nice little poem about friendship and united bonds, because yeah, we are stronger together, aren't we? And not just in combat against other people, but just against life itself. You always want to have someone you can lean on, and for them to be able to lean on you. As they say, you know who your real friends are when times are tough. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.